There is not a unique practice in Colombia. It happened in Mexico, Honduras, Guatemala, Brazil, all countries where women lead organic and political processes that threaten the patriarchal system that is fed by corruption, impunity, and indolence. That are conflict that this country has had for so many years seem to continue. Overall, fear is will of women accustomed to resisting and fighting inequal system. In Colombia, the decline remained in place, and the future is exacerbated at the time where peace agreements were supposed to guarantee life and social justice.
Battles for equity, we see how Colombian women, through support groups, try to heal the wounds of the armed conflict in their country. Tania Valero is a cultural promoter. With the start of the health emergency, her projects were cancelled. After a period of instability and depression, she decided that her confinement would be productive and for the benefit of those who need it the most.
I have to do something because I have always been immersed in projects of this common good. I believe a lot of the maker community to inhabit it in better ways. We all need to the other. We are bridge and bridge is not held one side.
She gathered the materials she had at home to make this kind of mask that these days are quite scarce or expensive. Seeing that her initiative could have a positive effect, she chose to solicit donations through social media.
Ask for donation of money no matter the amount. No is greater than another. Also, on or material is they had elastic fabric than more like covers the characters because I receive it.
Knows how to distribute them to still crowded sites like this market where sellers must be in touch with many people. The mask is watchable and very resistant.
It's a very good idea and that helps you feel more like taken care of. People like her and many and that we can find them give a lot of happiness that they can help of.
The mask must be accompanied with preventive measures such as constant hand washing, maintaining a space up to 1.5 meters between people, and going to the doctor if you have any of the characteristic symptoms of COVID-19 disease. Now I invite you to check what has circulated on digital platforms in the recent days.
Social media is becoming more prominent in quarantine, and women continue to take this platform to denounce gender based violence. From Chile, they write a new feminicide in our country. Man kills his head partner and then give himself away. Meanwhile, the women's ministry, we don't still have a titular minister who takes over. President Piñera, don't you think 40 days is too close to negligence? In Venezuela, the user at Manuelita for right for her daughter, feminicide. Hashtag se cumplen 13 meses. Hashtag feminicidio. Hashtag went out of the her friends. 1918 4/7 took her here without the parents' permission and the 3 days later should have been beaten, raped and robbed. And the user at Marielifu celebrates lesbian visibility with the following messages. The date of the lesbian visibility. Venezuelan lesbians remember that we exist and resist the system that doesn't know our sexuality. We demand the cessation of the hate of the speech that use people's sexual orientation as an offense.
Gender culture, we will learn about the initiatives that Colombian women have used as form of denunciation and healing of the violence of armed conflict in their country.
Women make use of very cultural tools to show the reality they lived through during the armed conflict and who now live. Despite the signing of the peace agreement, some monologues published in the network show some of their repeated history. In the early morning, some men arrived and told us that we had to evade, we have nowhere to go when they returned, killed friends, husband. So they took my daughter, stole her dreams, her illusions, her hopes for my girl, and raped her. The history of those who suffer from armed conflict doesn't come down to a bad memory, aggression, or pain remain an echo of because of the lack of justice. These are the words as a mother, a daughter, and a wife who have lived the war in their own flesh. Colombia is an organization that not only faces the lack of public policies, but throughout solidarity, they face revictimization throughout containment and brotherhood. In the midst of the conflict that now took another stage, culture organization, constancy, and solidarity are the only tool.
We come to an end. Remember that on our social website, telesurtv.net, you can see this and other broadcasts. Thank you for joining us. We leave you with the music of Anna Tijoux and its theme, Somos Sur. See you next time.
Tú nos dices que debemos sentarnos, pero las ideas solo pueden levantarnos, caminar, recorrer, no rendirse ni retroceder, ver, aprender como esponja, absorber. Nadie sobre todos, faltan todos, suman todos para todos, todo para nosotros. Soñamos en grande que se caiga el imperio, lo gritamos alto, no queda más remedio. Esto no es utopía, es alegre rebeldía del baile de los que sobran de la danza tuya y mía. Levantarnos para llevar. Ni África ni América Latina se suba. Con barro, con casco, con lápiz a patear el fiasco. Provocar un social terremoto en este charco.
Brindan hoy por los ausentes. Abrazos que no llegaron. Alzan vasos los valientes. Un corto silencio alado. Que en el vuelo del recuerdo, por todo lo que ha pasado, resiste lo que no pierdo, la llama del fuego alzado. Por todo el miedo que espanto, por toda angustia raída, por la tristeza que canto, para invocar a la vida. Brindo ahora, más que nunca, esta hora del encuentro, porque sé lo que resulta mirar un poco hacia adentro y encontrar en los cajones lecciones y despertares, mirar sin vacilaciones, descender de los altares, conocernos las heridas, saberlas nuestra verdad, para encontrar la perdida razón de la humanidad, y que florezcan de nuevo los milagros en las manos de un oficio que sublevo para no rendirme, hermano. Mañana cuando levante el sol de un año vencido, te abrazaré como antes, con el amor renacido.
Queremos con gran responsabilidad informar al país que en la madrugada del día de hoy se confirmó a través de las pruebas que existen al respecto, debidamente certificadas por la Organización Mundial de la Salud, han sido certificados 2 casos de coronavirus en Venezuela.
Lo que demuestra Venezuela es que un país en las peores condiciones posibles puede combatir la pandemia desde una lógica social y desde una lógica que busca proteger sobre todo a los sectores más vulnerables de la sociedad.
了保持身体健康，我冥想。
Para mantenerme saludable, yo corro.
To keep myself healthy, I study.
Για να διατηρηθώ υγιής, τρέφομαι σωστά.
Para mantenerme saludable, yo bailo.
Para mantenerme saludable, yo purifico mi espíritu a través del cuerpo. ¿Y tú?
Guide your body. Tuesdays, only on TeleSUR.
Hola, ¿qué tal? Sean todos muy bienvenidos a Vidas. Hay lugares donde el arte se unifica con el orgullo de los pueblos. Y esos lugares están llenos de colores, alegría, pasión, tradiciones, arraigo, valor y entrega.
Real life. Fridays. Only on TeleSUR.
The Senate of Colombia approved the initiative that establishes gender parity in electoral lists that guarantees greater in U.S. elections. The International Federation of Red Cross and Red Crescent Societies launched an emergency appeal to support vulnerable people affected by floods in South Sudan. From the headquarters of TeleSUR English in Havana, Cuba, this is From the South. I'm Gladys. The Senate of Colombia approved the initiative that establishes gender parity in electoral lists that guarantees greater participation of women in political activities. The legislature decrees that 50% of the list of candidates for political office must be made up of women. The Senate approved the initiative in the framework of discussions to reform the Colombian Electoral Code under allegations of inconsistencies by opposition congresspersons. The resolution must be enacted by President Duque for it to come into effect. And we stay in where the Nazaret indigenous community, located on the riverbanks of the Amazon, is a pioneer among Colombia's indigenous peoples in terms of sexual diversity. There, respecting the rules of Ticuna ancestral communities and accepting their sexual condition, coexistence is possible.
Within the community, we as lesbian, gay or bisexual population are the ones who teach, we are the ones who support in events, in activities carried out by the community. We are the ones who are always there. I would like them to accept that a person from the lesbian, gay or bisexual group has their couple, but not at the moment. But let's say we as members could fight for the process so that our children and their children, the future generations, will have that opportunity.
As part of the national strike, Chilean health workers continue to mobilize to demand better salaries from the government. Health sector workers hold the national strike prolonged from the primary care to demand a wage adjustment offered to the union. The president of the municipal health care of the capital, Gabriela Flores, said that until now the government has only offered a staggered adjustment that leaves the majority of the workers with less purchasing power. This mobilization is